everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am Noor and thank you so much for joining me in another video. So today I am bringing to you guys my April book haul. I have 9 books to show you guys and majority of them are contemporary and YA. I feel like I haven't been reading a lot of contemporary, so I want to give that a try. The first book that I got from the bookstore, and it is George Orwell's I never liked this cover, it makes my face look orange. Yeah, Animal Farm by George Orwell. I have read 1984 from George Orwell and I completely love it. I really like the way he writes. So I have been meaning to go and check out Animal Farm for a very long time. As far as I know, it's a story about this farm where animals are being treated equally, I believe. And I've heard a lot of good things about Animal Farm and I'm just very interested to see how the animals are being portrayed in this book and also to read more George Orwell. I feel like his stories are really interesting, really thought-provoking. And I realized the Signet classics are a lot cheaper in my bookstore as compared to Book Depository, hence I got it from the bookstore instead. Yeah. So the rest of the books that I will be showing you guys are all secondhand, and as you know by now, I like to buy books from Carousel, and it's a Singapore-based app where you can buy and sell stuff, and usually I will get really good deals with books. Usually sellers will sell books in a bundle and you can get it for really cheap. So hence I saw these 2 books and I have been meaning to try out this author for a very long time, especially after watching movie adaptations of his books, and the seller was selling it for 2 for $3.50, so it's such a bargain I couldn't miss. So the books are The Notebook and Dear John by Nicholas Sparks. The reason why I got this, or more like I am very interested to be reading Nicholas Sparks, because my cousin reads Nicholas Sparks and she is so obsessed with him. She has all of his books. Such a dedicated fan. So if she's watching this, and hi deal, she always talk about how great his stories are and it got me so intrigued. I have watched both of their movie adaptations and I really enjoyed, although The Notebook is a little bit annoying. So essentially Dear John is a story about John who is being enlisted into the army after high school, and that's when he met this girl named Savannah, and when he went back to North Carolina after serving the army, he found out something that might change his world. The next one I got is The Notebook, and The Notebook is about the story of this guy who came back from the war after World War II. He wanted to find this girl that he met 14 years earlier, but he couldn't. So happened this girl came back to town to meet him and found out that she's engaged to another man. So yeah, I am also very excited to be reading this. The rest of the books are a bundle deal by another seller, and she's selling all of her contemporary books, and some of them are YA, and it got me so interested. I had been wanting to read a lot more YA and a lot more contemporary, so I was really glad to have found this seller and that she's selling all of her books. It's really cheap. I think in total I bought 6 books for like $11. Yeah, so one book is around $1 with some change. So that was such a great deal. So the first book that made me so interested in her book sale was Eleanor and Park by Rowell. Can you see it? Yeah, Eleanor and Park by Rowell. And I have been meaning to read Rowell for a very long time. I've heard a lot of good things about her. I think BookTube rave about her. And yeah, I wanted to try one of her books, so I went on to get Eleanor and Park. And I know that this is a story of 2 people. One of them is Eleanor and Park. I believe Park is South Korean. I am just very excited to be reading some Rowell, so very excited to try this out. The next book that I got from her is 13 Reasons Why by J. Asher. This is one that I have been eyeing for a very long time, and mainly because the story really intrigues me. 13 Reasons Why is a story of how this boy received a cassette tape on his doorstep. Inside the cassette tape contains a voice recording of this girl who had recently committed suicide. and she was talking and listing about the reasons why she committed suicide, and one of the reasons was him. I was very intrigued because one is it deals with suicide and it's a very heavy book. I think it's a very heavy topic to talk about, and I am very intrigued to know why is he one of the reasons why she committed suicide, and what are the other 12 reasons that she has in that cassette tape. I heard a lot of great things about this, so definitely very excited to be reading this. Next off, I got Where Do You Go Bernadette by Maria Semple. Now, I've seen this in booktube a lot of times for a very long time. Everyone says that if you are into contemporary, this is the book that you have to read. Again, the premise really intrigued me. It's a story about this mother who is kind of a social awkward, and one fine day she disappears and her daughter wanted to find her whereabouts. I don't really know much about it, only that I know that it has to deal with like anxiety and social awkwardness. So yeah, I am definitely excited to be reading this. The next one that I got is My Best Friend's Girl by Dorothy Koomson. Basically, this story is about these two best friends, and one of the best friends stole the other best friend's fiance and kind of have a baby with him. A few years later, the best friend that stole the fiance fell ill and she was about to die, and so she asked her best friend if she could take care of her child. She doesn't know whether she wants to do that, mainly because the best friend just stole her fiance, but nevertheless the best friend is dying and she's wondering whether or not she wants to save her little girl. I feel like this is going to be one of those heartbreaking books where you read and you kind of cry. I haven't had those reads for a very long time since I am so into historical fiction right now. So I wanted to just have some feel-good books so that I could feel something and yeah, and just go back into that contemporary phase. So yeah, I am definitely excited to be having this. Next up, I got Cecelia Ahern's How to Fall in Love. And I've never read anything from Cecelia Ahern. I know my younger sister read The Gift by her and she really adored it. This premise is very interesting. I was very intrigued by the whole synopsis. It's the story of this girl who one day came across this guy who wants to commit suicide. And in order for the guy to not commit suicide, she told the guy to give her 1 week to prove that it's worth living as compared to dying and ending your life. It's about suicide, so it's another heavy topic to talk about. Super intrigued by the whole synopsis, and it's Cecelia Ahern. And last of all, I got a non-fiction, and it's more like a memoir, and it is Marley and Me by Grogan. I have been wanting to read Marley and Me for a very long time. I have watched the movie adaptation for this, and it is such a cute movie. It's so funny, so hilarious, so heartwarming. So I am very interested to be reading Marley and Me. I've heard a lot of great things about this book. Essentially, it's a story of Marley the dog and the author, Grogan, and how Marley has affected his life. Marley is not your typical kind of dog. He has his own personality, his own character, and he's very mischievous. There's also pictures of Marley in it. Let me just show it to you when he's a puppy. I hope there's a photo of him as a puppy. Oh yes! Okay, look at how mischievous he is. What? So yeah, there's pictures of Marley at the table. He is so cute. As you know me, I have my own cat. My cat name is Snugs, and she is also very mischievous. She has her own personality, and Marley sort of reminded me of Snugs. And I love books about animals. I love the relationship that humans have with animals, and sometimes animals are like so mischievous and so cute. Like you want to get angry with them, but you can't because they have their own personality at the same time, which so intrigues me. So anyways, I am very interested to see how Marley is in their lives, and I feel like this is gonna be a feel-good book. I'm probably gonna cry. If I remember it from the movie, I will definitely cry with this book. So these are the 9 books that I got for this month. Lots of contemporaries, some of them are YA. So share with me in the comments down below if you have read any of these books and what you thought about them. And share with me in the comments down below what books did you get for this month. Thumbs up my video if you really enjoyed this video. And subscribe to my channel if you want to watch more book related content from me. Until then, I will see you guys in my next video. Chill out!